I don't know, man. It's like, you know, this whole shit's fucked up, man. Everything they told you, it's all compromised. None of that shit works for you, man. You know, you got paid the game to play the game and get paid.
Welcome back to the Live Free Universe. I am YG Reno. Thank you for joining me. If you are new to the page or you've been here, definitely please like, share, and also, if you haven't, please subscribe and leave a comment below. Let me know if there's anything that you'd be interested in hearing me talk about or anything that's on your mind, anything like that. But today, we're talking about controlling your ego. Your ego, if you look up, is the I or self of any person or a person as thinking, feeling, and willing and distinguishing itself from the selves of others or from the object of its thoughts and from the object of its thoughts. Pretty much your ego is the part that you say, I am, I want, me, my, mine. The ego is that part of you, that's the part of you that it's everlasting. It can never go away, you know what I'm saying? You always get controlled by either the things that you think you should do or the things that you want to do. And sometimes those things either go together or sometimes they go against each other. And having control of yourself allows you to really, truly understand who you are so you can go further. Getting to know yourself. It's best to try to get to understand who you are in a real objective way, but without being too judgmental on yourself. So when you're looking at yourself and you're really wondering who am I and where am I going in this life, really being able to look deep within without really hating yourselves. A lot of people have really messed up pasts. I mean, we all have deep, dark secrets, but it's not getting drawn into the opinions of your own self, You have to test your mental boundaries. We all have a limitation that we give ourselves. We won't go past a certain length because we already know that this is how far we want to go, or this is how far we want to go because we're scared to either go to the other side or because we don't want to go to the other side for whatever reasons. Practicing delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is wanting a desired feeling, but knowing that it's going to take a period of time that's not immediate. So anything that's a month or even longer will be a delayed gratification, like knowing that you're going to go on a trip 6 months from now and saving up the money and anticipating and working for it and thinking about it, or also saving money for a car that you want to buy and you don't necessarily need it right now, but you want it, so you're able to save for it for long periods of time without feeling like you need to have it right now, you gotta have it right now. Or even if you do feel that, being able to delay that feeling and hold it and control it. Being critical, but not judging yourself. This is important for everybody, I think. The biggest thing is a lot of people, if you remember my last episode, I talked about the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs type indicator. There is a particular mindset or a particular personality that can get really drawn up in their own negativity. And a lot of folks like that, when it happens to you, you gotta learn how to be able to be decisive with that knife, that mental knife inside of you. Instead of cutting yourself, you cut out the feelings that make you feel that you need to make those necessary behaviors that cause you to feel that way. Meaning, instead of cutting at yourself and saying, I'm weak because I can't surrender to my temptations, you say, okay, let me look at my temptations and see how I can cut off whatever isn't necessary in order to make it useful to me. Because honestly, you can't get rid of your temptations. Your temptations are part of the reason why you are who you are. Your vices and your virtues are one, you know what I mean? It's like the flip side of a coin. Just as happily as you can be, it's just as mad as you can be. It's just a lot of times, it's just like a shadow. Most people don't see your shadow until they're face to face with it. You know what I mean? So looking to the past for insights, that goes along with being critical. Looking into your past to see where it is that you think you began to change, or where it is that you think that you developed this habit of taking you away from whatever it is that you think your purpose is, or taking yourself away from who you desire to be. You can't stop the flow. You know what I'm saying? The flow is gonna bring in whatever it brings in. It's your job to filter out whatever you can, and when things happen, knowing how to deal with them and adapt to them. Mastering your lustful desires. All right, well, I can only put this into context as a man because I am a man. Mastering your lustful desires is being able to want these things, but not necessarily desire them to the point that you need to chase after them. Like, for example, I know lots of guys love cars. You know, we love cars, we love gadgets, we love going on these trips and spending all this type of money. But when you skip out on the very next opportunity and skip out on FOMO, and you skip it out every once in a while, you'll see that, hey man, sometimes you don't need those things. I mean, yeah, it's just a car. I mean, it's just a phone. It's just a girl, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we chase these things that we don't really need because it's like you tell yourself that you love yourself, so you should have that, you know what I'm saying? But that's a mental psychology that can work against you, because it's just like people who say they don't like themselves, so they need to have it. You know, it's like, if I don't have it, then who am I? You know what I'm saying? It's like you find purpose in obtaining objects, but as soon as you get them, they mean nothing to you. So learning how to master your lustful desires brings you closer to controlling your ego. Learning your reactive buttons. Learning where you can be affected, where people can say something to you or do something to you and cause you to get out of your main character. I don't believe we have only one personality. I believe that everybody has the multiple personalities because of the way that we talk to different people. The way you talk to your mother is the same way you talk to your lover. The way you talk to your brothers and the way you talk to your sister and the way you talk to your friends is how you talk to your family. And the way you talk to your family is the way you talk to subordinates at work. I already went through that list a couple of videos back. But what I'm saying is, when you learn your reactive buttons, you learn what it is that people do to trigger you, what it is that people can say and do around you that can cause you to come out of your character, allowing you to focus on always, like, for instance, I work around some people I don't like. I don't say anything like that. I would never call them out of character and that. I never call them out of their name. But even at my highest points that I really can't stand them, I have to always take this mental, like, reflection. I have to take a look at myself and be like, hey man, you know, sometimes I annoy people too, and that's just how it's gonna be. I'm just gonna have to, like, shut up and bear with it. It sucks, but once you learn to master it, and once you learn to, like, understand, like, mastery doesn't mean that you're always gonna have it. It means that when things go wildly out of control, you're better able to adapt to the situation. Meaning, if you wildly lose your temper or you wildly lose your emotion, it's quicker for you to catch your head. Mastery doesn't mean that you're gonna have all the answers. Mastery doesn't mean that you're gonna know how to act at every moment. It just means that you're more willing to pay conscious attention and consciously put forth the right energy in the right places in order to obtain the desired goal. Accept your anger with strategic explosion. Nice people suffer the bad karma of taking in other people's bullshit and bad karma and energy. Reason being is because you're so nice to other people that they're able to pour their energy into you and you will willingly receive it and take it back. People that have anger issues, they have the exact opposite problem. They have no willingness to see outside of themselves, that they explode. Having a combination between the two is the best place to be for me, I think. I think being able to help people with the absolute humility and humbleness of a monk, but then being able to slice down any threat like a ninja or a knight, and being able to go right into that dark place and venture off into that cave and kill that beast. You know, you need both those, because if you're a father, I'm a father, you know, if you're a father or you're a leader or you're a lover to a family, you have to be able to show them what's right as well as punish them for doing what's wrong in order to keep them in line. That's just how it works. There's no other way around it. Relying on current resources in order to move forward. A lot of people live on credit. A lot of people depend on the things that they don't have that they're able to get through somebody else in order to live their lives. Use what you have and what you own now in order to create what you want later, if you want to truly own it and you truly want to master it. The problem is, most people like to take whatever they can take now and pay for it later, rather than pay for it now and have it later. Because most people are in the whole FOMO, fear of missing out, or the YOLO stage, you only live once. But the thing is, you only live once, right? Think about that. Yo, if you're gonna live for 80 years and you waste the majority of your potential in your 20s and 30s, and then you play catch up in your 40s and 50s and 60s, you still got 20 years of shit going, you know what I'm saying? But if you take it and you bear with it and you work with it, you know, it's okay to make mistakes in your 20s. Everybody's got to make mistakes. You got to. If you don't make mistakes, you cannot learn the experience of being human. You can't. It does not work without making mistakes. This is why a lot of people who be really, really judgmental, the reason why they're so judgmental about other people is they hate the fact that they make mistakes themselves. They hate it so much that if they identify their own flaws within somebody else, they'll impugn that person with more punishment than they give to their own selves, because inside their own mind, they're already telling themselves things that they don't like to hear. Enough of controlling your ego. Now, my favorite part, the strategist method. If you guys don't know what a strategist is, strategy is the long-term game. Tactics is the short-term game that's being able to take place in order to work out long-term strategies. Meaning, if you have the strategy to own your own business, a tactic would be to work for somebody else and to also learn what it takes to own a business in order to get to the point of starting your own business. If you plan to build a base of 1 million people in your clientele list, then you need to take the strategy, you need to take the tactics of learning how to meet certain people and how to make certain plays in order to build that for yourself. So strategies are long-term planning skills. These are things that you need to be able to have concentration of willpower and actual imagination in order to see your strategies work through. Setting small goals to build a victory mindset. Meaning, hey, how about this? I'm gonna save $5 every week for 5 weeks. I'm gonna have $25 and I put that $25 towards something. You know what I mean? Something that's so small and so achievable that it doesn't take that hard to do, but it can still give you a good rush of dopamine to push you towards the next project. Using losses as a strategy. Every time you lose, analyzing why you lost as if you were somebody else trying to give yourself advice on how to make the best moves going forward. Identify people's relationships to you. Meaning, understand how people talk to you, why they talk to you, and where their perspectives come from in relation to you, so that you may better analyze how you can go forward with them. Lastly, creating fallback strategies and thinking for others. A fallback strategy is a plan B, plan C, plan D. If you can't get this, get that. If you can't get that, go after that. If can't get that, and there's another one. Always creating fallbacks, and even if you don't have a fallback, being able to create a fallback within that limbo space. Meaning, there was a period of time that college graduates go through where they graduate college, but they don't have a job yet, and they don't know what to do. That's that limbo period. You gotta have a strategy for that limbo period too, because what happens is, in order to achieve true success, one, you gotta be tested by the universe, and then two, you gotta show how patient you are and how willing you are to work for it in order to achieve it. That's just how it works. I don't know why it works like that, but I wouldn't have it any other way, because as life gets older and as I get older and as I see how things go, I'm learning, hey man, the people that go through the rougher things in life, that don't quit, they blow. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Live Free Universe. Hope any of you guys out there trying to control your ego learn some type of insight off of this. And if you're not, I'm just happy that you listened to it. Please like, share, and subscribe. And please don't forget to comment down below and let me know what you think. Otherwise, man, be safe. Peace.
For it, you know what I mean? Ain't no sentiments for poor dads and simpletons. You friends with them, you unlike them, you stupid. You stupid. All of this got a lot of chains and whips. Yeah. Slave to the trends, but you still a piece of shit. Goodbye to the good guy.